For almost 30 minutes with the president. Later on, he spoke to journalists about his mission to Zimbabwe.
Santa Barbara is considered as to be the patroness of mine workers, architects, builders, contractors, and as history may tell us, there are only two chapels dedicated to, or rather two churches dedicated to Santa Barbara in the whole of the world. And one lies in Goa, and the other one is in your own country at Kariba.
And he is off to Kariba tomorrow morning because there are only two churches of that kind, one in Goa and one in Zimbabwe. So you have heard it, some sons and daughters of this country traveled far and wide in the 16th century and were priests. By then, Father Mpezeni, or Mr. Mpezeni, Father Miguel, and his grave is there in Goa, India. Ruben Barroso, ABC News, State of
Insecurity. This initiative fulfills a government pledge under the Food Deficit Mitigation Strategy designed to support Zimbabweans most affected by the El Nino.
In a statement, Dr. Mpofu's committee meeting on the meetings will be held at the Politburo and
those that are professionals, they are for supply to deal with the issue of rehabilitation of treatment and also the other awareness. A very long journey where we didn't have the funds, we didn't have a national action plan which is multi-sectoral, which takes everyone on board. And we have been working all along in our respective pillars. And what we are launching tomorrow is a culmination of efforts by all stakeholders.
Yes, it's a crisis. So who is coming to?
You have those companies that are brewing alcohol, for instance. And people are becoming alcoholic. We have statistics now that almost 60% of our society, they are abusing alcohol. And also you have some who are abusing even just drugs from a pharmacy. They move from one chemist to another. So we expect that sector also to tighten up their legislation. And also where people that from tomorrow, the president will unveil a fund, because you cannot launch a plan of action without the funding.
So you have heard it. The drug menace is not a country problem. It's not even a Harare problem. It's a global problem. And Kustika is a real challenge to humanity as a whole. Ruben Barroso, ABC News, Status in Harare.
We continue to say no to drug and substance abuse. In our next report, agro-processing companies are reaping the fruits of industrialization and targeting exports in the Southern African Development Community SADC region. This comes as local industry prepares to showcase its industrial potential when the country hosts the SADC Industrialization Week at the end of next month.
The country's agro-processing firm, National Foods, has significantly enhanced its operations in Bulawayo with a $6.5 United States million investment in modern milling technology. The upgrade, completed in 2023, marks a commitment to increase capacity, efficiency, product quality, aligning with Zimbabwe's national agenda of industrial modernization.
The beauty of having a modern mill, it assures us of quality and consistency, especially for our bread market, who are quite sensitive with the quality we make. It has advantages, in terms of water absorption. It gives you a brighter, whiter looking flour.
The agro-industrial firm is investing heavily in contract farming, a move that has enabled the company to move up value chains. Looking beyond Zimbabwe, the agro-processing firm is expecting the upcoming SADC Industrialization Week to provide growth opportunities.
As National Foods, we are very confident of competing with the region, and specifically with the SADC Region Conference happening in Zim. would like to showcase that ability to the regional leaders. Zimtrade have been here, and we've had a number of discussions with Zimtrade members in terms of how we can take the brand into Zambia, into South Africa, into Malawi, and DRC.
Economist Mr. Stevenson Dlamini believes local industry requires a proactive approach which aligns with the objectives of the SADC Industrialization Week.
Government is supportive of initiatives that try to add value in the value chain. So the local firms need to take advantage of that drive, that initiative. They also must explore opportunities that arise in the different value chains that are presented in the various products within the region.
The SADC Industrialization Week, set to run from the 28th of July to the 2nd of August, is a key platform for businesses in Southern Africa to showcase their capabilities and explore trade opportunities. Eland Moy, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And remaining focused on food security, Zimbabwe's quest to improve food self-sufficiency and retain its regional breadbasket status is on track after revelations that it is now producing over 100 million litres of milk annually.
The food and nutrition security remains the top priority for Zimbabwe and occupies a central space in the National Development Strategy 1, which seeks to improve food self-sufficiency from the current level of 45% to 100% and reduce food insecurity from the current peak of 59% in 2020 to less than 10% by 2025. On the sidelines of a 4-day International Dairy Federation (IDF) and International Scientific Organization (ISO) Analytical Week in Victoria Falls this Tuesday, government revealed that Zimbabwe was inching closer to milk self-sufficiency, with milk products exports having resumed to countries such as Mozambique.
We have seen a lot of growth within the dairy sector. Currently, we're milking around 100 million litres per year, as opposed to what we were doing in the last 5 years. We were in the 60s and 70s million litres per year.
The Analytical Week is being held by IDF and ISO in collaboration with the Zimbabwe Dairy Industry Trust, ZDID, and the government of Zimbabwe. DIT indicated that a 15% increase in milk production is anticipated this year on the back of investments of over $50 million in the industry over the past year.
We are expecting a milk growth of 15% this year. This has been affected by...
The dairy sector is a key component of the National Livestock Growth Plan, which supports the agenda of the National Development Strategy 1, anchored by the Agriculture, Food Systems and Rural Transformation Strategy, which seeks to achieve an $8.2 billion agriculture economy by 2025. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The Pan-African Parliament has condemned Israel's human rights violations on the people of Palestine and Gaza. We get more.
In line with its mandate of being the voice of the voiceless, the Pan-African Parliament has added its voice to growing calls for Israel to end its military onslaught in Gaza, where more than 37,000 people have been killed since October last year. Israel's human rights violations in Gaza, which have also left over 80,000 people injured and almost 2 million others displaced, was a topical issue as the PAP convened for the third ordinary session of the 6th Parliament in Midrand, South Africa, Monday.
We have the Palestine question, and what Israel is doing on Palestine in Gaza. I think this Parliament of Africa should stand up also on the side of Palestinians and also applaud the government of South Africa under His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa for taking the Israel government to the International Court of Justice over the senselessness and human killing in Palestine. It is Africa which took Israel to court, and we should applaud ourselves as Africa that we know what injustice is. And our hearts and minds are with the people of Palestine during this horrific time, and we call for the cessation of hostilities and remain adamant that the two-state solution remains the only sustainable solution to the crisis.
The need to silence guns on the continent remains a topical issue as Africa pursues Agenda 2063, focusing on inclusive and sustainable socio-economic development.
In the same vein, we shall not forget the people of Sudan who are being killed because of that senseless war, and other places on this continent. We know that DRC is also facing similar problems. It is for this parliament on this continent, we are the only ones, the only institution that can call a spade a spade.
Beyond its mandate of ensuring the full participation of African people in the economic development and the integration of the continent, the PAP has an oversight role to protect the interests of the ordinary citizen. Ian Zoma, ZBC News, Midrand.
We now give you the details to the story where government has begun distributing 3 months' supply of grain to families facing food insecurity. This initiative fulfills a government pledge under the Food Deficit Mitigation Strategy designed to support Zimbabweans most affected by the El Nino-induced drought.
In a post-cabinet media briefing this Tuesday, the Minister of Information and Public Insecurity.
As at 22 June 2024, a total of 46,494.52 metric tons of grain had been distributed, with beneficiaries receiving a 3-month allocation.
To assist urban residents facing food insecurity, the Treasury Department
persons, they are our priority if they don't have any livelihoods from other sources of revenue. Then we have child-headed families, we have the old age, and these are our first priorities. But we have also families that are out of work for a long time and they have no other means of sustenance, so we target them. And we are using community-based assessment programs. Once this is finalized, while it is being finalized, we have requested the Ministry of Finance to allocate 190 million ZiG each month from now up to end of March.
Cabinet received an update on the 2023 to 2024 summer crops marketing food security outlook to March 2025, while the 2024 winter cereals plan was also presented.
The private sector has, since the commencement of the grain marketing season on the 1st of April 2024, imported about 168,000 metric tons of maize, as well as 17,000 metric tons of wheat, giving us a cumulative total of 185,000 metric tons of grains. To boost maize reserves, the private sector has indicated a capacity to import 1 million metric tons as part of efforts to mitigate the effects of the drought experienced during the 2023 to 2024 agricultural season. Maize imports of 300,000 metric tons by the government of Zimbabwe is expected to start arriving this month.
An update on the proposed privatization of Harare's waste management system was presented.
Would like to highlight that in terms of the second and third schedules of the Urban Councils Act, Harare City Council is obliged to remove and treat effluent, refuse and human waste within a council area, despite the Harare City Council levying and collecting rates for the purposes of waste management and having adequate legislative provisions to support such functions and operations. It has continuously failed to provide functional systems for solid waste management, and the failure is evidenced by the existence of heaps of uncollected garbage and mushrooming illegal dump sites all over the city. The Harare City Council has also formally requested that the central government should take over the collection of solid waste management, citing the local authorities' inability to perform the mandate as expected.
Under the 100-day cycle initiative, the Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities has successfully constructed flats and houses in various parts of the country.
The construction of the Dzivarasekwa flats in Harare province has been completed and now awaits commissioning. The construction of the Marondera flats in Mashonaland East province is at 90% in terms of completion. The construction of civil servants' houses at Lupane in Matabeleland North has been completed, and an application for electricity connection has been initiated. The regularization of informal stands at Lupane in Matabeleland North is at 65% in terms of completion. The construction of 17 core houses and ablution facilities at Binga Housing Project is 100% complete.
Cabinet also addressed the 2024 Voluntary National Review Report, which tracks Zimbabwe's progress in implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. Additionally, a report was presented on Vice President General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga's participation at the third high-level international conference on the International Decade for Action, Water for Sustainable Development, held in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. This conference aimed to promote the implementation of Sustainable Development Goal 6 on clean water and sanitation. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is on course to end the HIV and AIDS epidemic as a public health threat by 2030.
Mr. Piosan Maringwa was diagnosed with HIV in 1999, and his life has since then been of hope and defying the odds. The turning point in his life was when he accepted his fate and gathered courage to disclose his status to his wife, Sarudzai.
ndarwara TB saka panaka ndichaiwa TB ndakabva ndatestwa for HIV ndikavanwa ndiri positive, so ndakati ndangoziva kuti handava kukwanisa kuenda recover kubva kuTB. Ndakabva ndaenda kuna mai ndikamboita nguva ndichizama kuti ndovaudza sei, asi nemhaka yekuti ndaida kuti tirarame vachichengeta vana ndakakwanisa kungozvipira kuti yatova inonzi do or die situation, mai ndotovaudza.
Adherence to medication and medical advice has been the key to leading a normal life for the couple. Such testimonies speak to the strides government and its various stakeholders have made towards ending the HIV and AIDS epidemic as a public health threat by 2030.
Zimbabwe, as a country, has adopted the UNAIDS theme of ending AIDS by 2030.
Up existing prevention and treatment programs targeting communities that are vulnerable to new infections, and these include commercial sex workers.
These and more stories are available on our website. You can visit www.zbcnews.co.zw.
Or you could visit our social media pages, that is at ZBC News Online.
Still to come in this bulletin in business. Plans on course to incentivize independent power producers.
And in sport, Warriors in South Africa for the 2024 COSAFA Cup, which kicks off this Wednesday. The main news takes a break. We'll be back with you shortly.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show, it's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Why is Pizza Inn Zimbabwe's favorite? Must be the pizza.
Must be the perfectly kneaded dough.
The thick and rich pizza sauce.
Must even be the fresh and delicious toppings.
The soft and tasty mozzarella cheese.
All oven baked to make the perfect combination of mouth-watering pizza.
But it doesn't end there. At Pizza Inn, we're big on more. More pizzas, more extras, and more sharing.
With our delicious range of crowd-pleasing favorites, you'll have plenty to share with him or them, and even those guys. Share the fun with Zimbabwe's favorite.
Pizza Inn. Must be the pizza.
Health Academy, an associate of Midland State University, is currently enrolling for the June intake 2024 for the following diplomas: telecommunications, networking and PC engineering, accounting, business administration, entrepreneurship, marketing, and management information systems. We offer both online and face-to-face learning. Join with 5 O-levels and acquire a diploma. Graduate and you can pursue a degree with Midland State University. For more information, contact us on our WhatsApp number 0775 690 007. Visit our campuses at number 52 4th Street between 3rd and 4th Avenue in Bulawayo. And in Harare, we are at number 40 Livingstone Avenue. Visit our website www.trustacademy.ac.zw. Trust Academy, a training for excellence.
Zimbabwe, where the sun kisses the earth, lies a world of endless opportunity.
Here, amidst the vibrant colors and lively exchanges, the spirit of abundance lives. Allow yourself the opportunity to connect and innovate. See the future of your business at the 114th edition of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show.
Filled with ideas, new and radical, that are cultivating prosperity, growing business, innovating for change, and nurturing our future. From agriculture to agribusiness, and from agricultural education to agritourism, every sector finds a place to flourish here, where companies unveil their latest innovations and network with current and potential markets. ZAS 2024, where the future of all business sectors is being written today.
The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation is seeking a visionary leader to shape our future. Are you a commercially astute CEO with a passion for innovation and transformation? Do you have a proven track record in business strategy and digital aptitude? If so, this is your opportunity to lead ZBC into a new era. We need a CEO who can drive growth, foster a customer-centric culture, and embrace emerging technologies. You will be responsible for upholding the highest standards of corporate governance and risk management. Scan the QR code or visit www.ipcconsultants.com/jobs/100547 to apply. Don't miss this chance to shape the future of ZBC. Apply now and be the driving force behind ZBC's success.
Welcome back. Investment in wildlife conservation and biodiversity regeneration has been noted as critical in ensuring the country's sustainable economic development that benefits local communities.
Zimbabwe has vast wildlife resources and some of the largest game reserves of the continent, which have been a major contributor to the country's tourism earnings. According to findings of the Wildlife Economy Investment Index, 80% of tourists in sub-Saharan Africa visit to view wildlife, with those visitors set to double to 134 million by 2030, thus generating 260 billion United States dollars. Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority spokesperson Mr. Tinashe Farao said, beyond tourism, the wildlife economy presents other benefits that are vital for livelihoods.
There are abundant opportunities in wildlife, and I think in our view we are not sufficiently benefiting, but there are many opportunities. The campfire has been successfully approved by Cabinet in 2020, where communities around wildlife are supposed to benefit 100%. Do we have enough community-based natural resource management? These are the things that we are working on to make sure that communities benefit from wildlife.
Wildlife contributes over 250 million United States dollars annually to the country's economy through safari hunting, game cropping, tourism, and live animal sales. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
We now connect you to our Montreux studios where Marilyn is on standby to give us more updates. Marilyn, it's over to you.
Many thanks to you, Zane and Joyce. It is a good evening to you and the viewers at home. Now, in our following report, Gwanda farmers have welcomed efforts by government to curb opportunistic cattle buying tendencies by people taking advantage of the El Nino-induced drought to lower prices.
This is Asan Mpiri of Ntepe in Gwanda South. With the El Nino-induced drought threatening to decimate his cattle herd, he has moved to Makaulas area to seek temporary refuge for his treasured animals. The mere fact that a man can leave his family and his valuables to stay in the wilderness with his cattle demonstrates how important cattle are to the people of Matabeleland South Province. With that pain, pressure and toiling, Piri and other farmers' major headache is the opportunistic tendencies by cattle buyers.
iyabingela ukuncedisa ukhona ezamfela ngibhekile ekuyithengiseni kube kungehlule sokusidalela ukuthi sithini sihambe siyedingisa uncedo kwabanye abalezi indawo zokuthi sifuyo singadla khona kusincedise khona lapho uma kusithi kusincedisa khona lapho sesikhangelela futhi ukuthi la amabhazi mabebuya ebuye lawo esikhangeleleni izintengo zokuthenga lezo nkomo kuyintengo engani ngacaca lathi siphathise njengoba lathi zisithwalisa kanzima kanje.
Uhulumende akabeke intengo esibili enganceda wena mfuyi wenkomo.
Inkomo uyasuka la idithole ulomuntu uyabesebenza eyisebenza iqhachile ulemali oyidingayo yomuthi isibezikhalo ukuthi ngawuhulumende la uyangenelela ukuthi athi ukuthi inkomo lazo kazikhuphuke intengo yazo.
Vele sibone ngani siyelusela abanye abantu ngoba intengo yakhona iphansi kakhulu sesiphonga uthengise ukuthi loba singazigcina akula ncedo ngoba vele zizakufa.
Kana irishowa ngombe inoswa paskero ona ma-kgs ukuthi inayabulisa ma-kgs mangani mowirirana kuti inenge package inotengwa nemari ine zvone uchivonawo pasina kuti hanzi munhu anokuudza kuti ipa ndokupa mari yakadai.
Government has moved in to ban individual cattle sales to consolidate gains made in growing the national herd.
Hakuna munhu unotengesa ng'ombe ichibva mudanga make
kutanga nhasi munhu akuuya kutenga ng'ombe yake pano pamariketi atagadzira pano ndokuti tikwanise kuwana mutengo wakanaka pang'ombe dzedu.
Government is establishing livestock drought mitigation centers across the country, with Kananyemba in Gwanda being the pilot project. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
4 liberation heroes have been buried at the Bulawayo Provincial Heroes Eka.
Family, friends, ZANU-PF members and war veterans converged at the Bulawayo Provincial Heroes Eka for the burials of comrades Rudlek Ncube, Spiwe Ndlovu, Robert Ndlovu and Sifas Moyo, who died between the 18th and 20th of this month. Presiding over the burial of the 4 heroes, with one of them a woman, ZANU-PF Bulawayo Provincial Chairperson Comrade Jabulani Sivanda reiterated the immense contribution of women alongside men towards the liberation of the country.
Amongst the 4, one is a woman, and that is very, very, very important. Taking into consideration how women have contributed themselves, this is the story today, that women are not as weak as you think. They are very strong physically.
ZANU-PF Politburo member Comrade Chinga Dube appreciated the decent burials accorded to the former freedom fighters.
eziswini zengwenya ngakho-ke siyaduduzeka nje ukuthi bafa belahlwa ngendlela.
Families of the departed heroes expressed gratitude to government for the befitting honor bestowed upon their loved ones.
Ngathi emulini yakoNdlovu nguye esingathi hero recognized by our government. Kubuhlungu chisikhala esikhulu ukuzinikela uchiya abafowabo ayempini ngaleso sikhathi 76 abantu impi babengakabi yazi
uchiya isikhala esikhulu kakhulu kodwa ithemba esilalo sithi njengoba uhulumende uzambona uthi uphathisa njani imuli njengomuntu ohambe olwe impi waze wafika eDRC.
Notably, these 4 cadres, along with many others, left for the liberation struggle in 1975 at a tender age to fight for Zimbabwe's independence. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Second Republic's Education 5.0 model has received a massive buy-in from Kwekwe Polytechnic, where students are coming up with various innovations to address society's industrial needs.
The institution, located in the mineral-rich Midlands province, has witnessed the students creating innovations to address challenges in the sector through designing a low-cost artisanal mining waste and a gold concentrator, among other inventions. The students have also created innovations for the agricultural sector, while those in the building and engineering sectors are now practicing their skills on commercial properties.
I'm getting experience and I'm getting used, and also it will expose to the economy. This thing can help me tokwanisa kuzoti kana taakumusha tapedza chikoro tokwanisa kuzviita zvichibatsirawo nharaunda dzedu vamwe satogara navo.
Government is impressed by the implementation of the heritage-based learning, which dovetails with the country's National Development Strategy 1.
The reforms are guided by the new dispensation's desire to modernize and industrialize the economy and improve the livelihoods of our communities, as envisioned by the First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Head of State and Government, Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Chancellor of State Universities, and the incoming SADC Chairman, His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa.
Meanwhile, Honorable Ncube witnessed the retirement ceremony for Kwekwe Hospital Medical Superintendent Dr. Patricia Mapanda, who leaves the public service after 45 years of service. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
And that's it from myself, Marilyn Kwenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. Main news continues from Pocket Hill Studios in Harare, and Zain is on standby. Zain, it's back to you.
Many thanks to the Montrose team. We bring it back to the capital, where the well-being of employees has been identified as important in improving performance and productivity in organizations and companies.
In a media briefing in Harare this Tuesday, Wellness Institute of Zimbabwe Administrator Robafadzo Gloria Sivanda said a holistic approach to wellness recognizes that employees' overall well-being impacted their productivity and overall quality of life. A 2016 study of over 900 employees in Zimbabwe found that 40% of respondents reported symptoms of distress, while 29% exhibited symptoms of clinical depression.
It is high time organizations realize that wellness is not solitary, but a virtual cycle that transforms lives beyond the cubicle. Wellness impacts on the performance of productivity of employees. We need to foster commitment from leaders in organizations to embrace wellness matters. Employees are affected socially, financially, emotionally, physically, and intellectually, and these areas remain neglected in the workplace, yet they have proven to affect the productivity of employees.
In response to the growing recognition that employee wellness is crucial to organizational success, has launched its Wellness 360 magazine and Wellness Service Providers Directory, among others, to address the often neglected aspects of employee well-being. The Wellness Institute seeks to promote a culture of wellness in Zimbabwean organizations and inspire a national conversation on the importance of employee well-being for increased productivity.
For the main news, we'll now take a break. Join us for business news right after these messages.
Why is Pizza Inn Zimbabwe's favorite? Must be the pizza.
Must be the perfectly kneaded dough.
The thick and rich pizza sauce.
Must even be the fresh and delicious toppings.
The soft and tasty mozzarella cheese.
All oven baked to make the perfect combination of mouth-watering pizza.
But it doesn't end there. At Pizza Inn, we're big on more. More pizzas, more extras, and more sharing.
With our delicious range of crowd-pleasing favorites, you'll have plenty to share with him or them, and even those guys. Share the fun with Zimbabwe's favorite.
Pizza Inn. Must be the pizza. Zimbabwe's mining legacy is a story etched deep in our soil. It's a tale of hard work, resilience, and human ingenuity in unearthing riches and building a nation. This commitment to progress continues as mining industry players continue to unlock the vast potential of our mineral reserves, driving economic transformation through innovation, mineral beneficiation, and value addition. Are you ready to be part of the next chapter? Explore cutting-edge advancements and discover endless opportunities in Zimbabwe's expanding mining value chains at the 27th edition of Mine Entra, taking place from July 17 to 19, 2024 at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center in Bulawayo. Register via our website www.zitf.co.zw. Mine Entra 2024, Unearthing Success, the Mining Value Chains, Innovation and Industrialization Nexus. This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show, it's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
That's it. The regular football season is over.
What?
Yes, it's over.
Oh no!
But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way.
Sorry, that's actually a pretty big deal.
Catch all 51 games of Euro 2024. Stay connected to DSTV to watch all the action on Supersport.
Life is beautiful. Soft care. So fit, so right.
Thank you for staying with us. A government is set to avail incentives for independent power producers that roll out energy projects after the Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority, ZERA, licensed additional players last year.
In 2023, the Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority, ZERA, licensed the additional independent power producers to increase power generation, but concerns remain over the limited rollout of projects to augment renewable energy. ZERA board chairperson Dr. David Madzikanda revealed that his organization is unveiling a cocktail of incentives to spur more energy projects.
One of the major concerns has always been the perceived risk of the country, which we have addressed through a government implementation agreement. Some of these IPPs are now allowed to deal directly with exporting off-takers who pay in foreign currency as opposed to going through ZETDC. We are also reviewing the tariff levels to ensure that the expected rate of returns are attractive. So there is a whole host of activities that as ZERA we are working on to ensure that the contribution by the IPPs is much higher than the current less than 4%.
The Minister of Energy and Power Development, Honorable Edgar Moyo, has revealed that government has accessed the line of credit to refurbish Wange Units 1 to 5 to increase their efficiency in power generation.
Units 1 to 6 in Wange are not performing very well, and that's very correct. Those units are very old and they've outlived their life. So our priority at the moment is to repower those units. That means putting in new equipment, changing the technology so that the efficiency and output of those units is enhanced.
However, the concept of net metering, whereby solar park owners feed their excess energy into the national grid, has been widely embraced, with at least 12 megawatts of electricity generated in 2023, up from a mere 3 megawatts the previous year. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
From business, we switch to the arts, where socialite and comedian Madam Boss is riding high following her invitation to attend the acclaimed 2024 edition of the BET Awards, set for the Peacock Theatre in Los Angeles, United States of America.
Born Tarisai Chikocho, Madam Boss continues to open new doors with an invitation to represent the country at the prestigious BET Awards ceremony set for the United States of America on the 30th of this month, being a step in the right direction. The comedian, who's among the renowned global creatives set to attend, is in high spirits and have commended their fans for their support. Among some of the highlights of the event, as announced by the event organizers, include Will Smith's performance of a new song at the show, set to be hosted by renowned actress Taraji Henson. Madam Boss' invitation is a positive development for the country's creative sector.
The invitation of Madam Boss to the BET Awards in the States reaffirms that Zimbabwe is literally flying on the radar. The international community is noticing the efforts and the work that is being put in by Zimbabwean artists and content creators. And I think it's a confirmation that we're actually moving in the right path.
Madam Boss won the E-African Social Star Award in 2021 in the People's Choice category. The award-winning comedian was also invited to represent the country at the premiere of Netflix's Bridgerton Season 3 in South Africa a month ago. Patience Nyagato, SABC News, Harare.
On Madam Boss Day, continuing to raise the country's flag high. We take a break. We'll be back shortly with sport.
Why is pizza in Zimbabwe's favorite? Must be the pizza.
Must be the perfectly kneaded dough.
The thick and rich pizza sauce.
Must even be the fresh and delicious toppings.
The soft and tasty mozzarella cheese.
All oven baked to make the perfect combination of mouth-watering pizza.
But it doesn't end there. At Pizza Inn, we're big on more. More pizzas, more extras, and more sharing.
With our delicious range of crowd-pleasing favorites, you'll have plenty to share with him or them, and even those guys. Share the fun with Zimbabwe's favorite.
Pizza Inn. Must be the pizza.
Yave nguva yekudya kwemangwanani kwakakosha nesirieu yenyu yamunofarira inogadzirwa muno muZimbabwe. Nestle Cerevita izere neutano unosanganisira iron, mavitamins nemaminerals zvinopa simba zuva rese. Saka zvakakosha kutanga zuva zvine ungwaru. Nestle Cerevita, highly nutritious, simply delicious.
That's it. The regular football season is over.
What?
Yes, it's over.
Oh no!
But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way.
Sorry, that's actually a pretty big deal.
Catch all 51 games of Euro 2024. Stay connected to DSTV to watch all the action on Supersport.
Welcome back. The Warriors have left for the 2024 COSAFA Cup, which kicks off in Port Elizabeth, South Africa this Wednesday.
After all the drama involving team announcements and selection, the Warriors are now in South Africa for the 2024 COSAFA Cup. Zimbabwe are expected to conduct their first training session this Wednesday before facing Comoros on Thursday. The six-time champions did not have the ideal preparations after only assembling on Tuesday before having a single training session. Interim coach Jairus Tapera has already indicated his preference to use a predominantly under-23 squad to assess more options and give game time to fringe players. Zimbabwe and Group C alongside the record 7-time champions Zambia, Minos, Comoros and guests Kenya. The Warriors have won the regional tournament 6 times, with their last triumph coming in 2018 when coach Sanda Chitsambwa led them to his 4th win in the competition, a record for a coach as they defeated Zambia 4-2 in the decider. It was a back-to-back victories after they also beat Chipolo Polo 3-1 in the 2017 final, but a weekend side could not repeat defeat in 2019 when Zambia got their revenge in the semi-finals and Zimbabwe ended up in 3rd place. The Warriors did not make it out of the pool stages in their last showing in 2020. 2021. This year's tournament kicks off this Wednesday with Eswatini taking on Botswana in a Group A encounter at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium at 3 p.m. before hosts South Africa tackle Mozambique at 6 p.m. on the same turf. Group B takes center stage this Thursday with Zimbabwe and the Comoros kicking things off at 3 p.m. at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium before defending champions Zambia welcome Kenya at the 6 p.m. at the same venue. Lawrence Tosida, ZBC News, Harare.
Still in sport, Bulawayo Giants Highlanders are pursuing the signature of Zhuaneng Galaxy forward Daniel Msendami with the hope of securing the winger during the mid-season transfer window.
Highlanders technical team is seeking to strengthen their forward line that has seen them depending on Lionel Chukwu and Breton Noe for firepower. The club views Warriors trialist Daniel Msendami as the perfect man to freshen up Boso's front line. Msendami is a Highlanders product who was sold by the club 2 years ago and has gone on to make a name for himself in Botswana, turning out for champions Zhuaneng Galaxy FC. While it appears a pipe dream to land their former player, Boso are not giving up.
The coach has given us a list of players that he would like us to get for him. We will get those players for the coach. Our job is not to give excuses of whether the money is not there or there. If the money is not there, we should find it.
Reports from South Africa indicate that the player signed for relegated Marumo Gallants, which is in the process of acquiring the Morocco Solas franchise to return to the Absa Premiership. Highlanders also have a history of not parting away with significant amount of money, and in the last 5 years, they have brought in goalkeeper Rafael Pittis, striker Stanley Ngala for less than $5,000 United States dollars, while midfielders Makinon and Mason Mushore were brought in on a developmental fee, with Golden Eagles set to benefit from their resale. All the other players have been brought in as free agents and loan signings. Boso are also struggling to tie down talented midfielder Divine Minderal's contract expires at the end of the month. The player that he has always delivered on the pitch has had a hate-love relationship with the Highlanders executive, and currently talks of a new contract are at a standstill, with the player waiting for his agent, who is said to be out of the country. The Bulawayo Giants are however optimistic of getting Mindira after registering the player for the whole season, and the coach has indicated that he wants the player at all costs. Mchogozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Away from football, tennis is being taken to various parts of the country with the second edition of annual Harris Motors Victoria Falls Seniors Tennis Tournament attracting 5 provinces over the weekend.
Sporting activities such as tennis were largely a preserve of those in major cities such as Harare and Bulawayo. But the script is set to change, with the sport growing in popularity even in resort cities such as Victoria Falls. In line with the government's devolution mantra, last year, Harris Auto, in partnership with Matabeleland North Tennis Board, launched an annual tournament in the province, which is running for the second time this year. The move has generated more interest in the sport, as confirmed by participants.
A girl child can be off the streets playing tennis, doing sports, be it being a player, official, or a coach.
Isinceda ukuthi yaskipha into eziningi ezinjengabo drug abuse, early pregnancies, nokunye nje okuningi.
So abantwana bayakhuthaza ukuthi labo bakwanisa ukuthi bethole ama scholarship.
The future of the sport is bright in the province, with all stakeholders implored to pull all stops to put in place relevant infrastructure.
So we definitely want to continue this for the next few years. Next year we hope we can have maybe 10 to 12 teams, possibly start planning a bit earlier to invite teams as far as Motari, etc. The standard of tennis here was unbelievable.
We need to work hand in glove. Ultimately, there has to be infrastructure around for kids to play the sport.
The annual tournament is in line with the National Development Strategy 1, which targets to increase participation in sport and recreation activities from 15% in 2020 to 27% by 2025. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Well, that caps our sport update for this evening. Up next is the weather report and forecast.
Thank you for joining us. It is time for your evening weather report and forecast. My name is Benjamin Kwaramba. Well, cloudy, cold and windy conditions with light drizzle over the south and eastern parts of the country. And of particular mention is Chipinge, which received about 6 millimeters of rainfall as at 8 o'clock this morning. The remainder of the country was largely under clear skies. Now, turning to the satellite images received this afternoon, we see cloud over the southern parts of the country as well as the northeastern parts of the country there, with pockets of clear skies around the central parts of the country. Tomorrow we expect again areas to the south and to the east to be cloudy, cold and windy. These areas include Matabeleland South, southern parts of the Midlands, Masvingo, southern parts of Manicaland as well as parts of Mashonaland East. There's a chance of patchy drizzle in places, while Matabeleland North, northern parts of the Midlands, all Mashonaland provinces, particularly Marsh West and Marsh Central, should be under partly cloudy conditions. Well, for the temperatures in detail, the capital city, Harare, expect a minimum of 9 and a maximum of 20, Kobulawayo 10 and 18, Gweru 10 and 18 degrees Celsius, Mutare 10 and 23, Kwekwe 10 and 22, Kadoma 7 and 22 degrees Celsius. Masvingo should start off 11 and 20 maximum, Chinoi 10 and 22, Lupane 6 and 23, Pindura 10 and 21 degrees Celsius, Marandera 6 and 19, Gwanda 14 and 20. Victoria Falls 10 at first, 21 maximum. Kariba 11 and 25. Great Zimbabwe 11 and 20. Nyanga 6 and 10. Matopos 8 and 18. Chimanimani 12 and 17. In the outlook period, that's on Thursday. Again, areas to the south and east with cloudy conditions. There's a chance of patchy drizzle in some of the places, particularly Manicaland, as well as some parts of Mashonaland East. The remainder of the country, Matabeleland North, northern parts of the Midlands and Mashonaland provinces, partly cloudy conditions expected. Cold at first, becoming mild later. Well, that does it in tonight's edition of the Weather Report and Focus. Let's make a date again tomorrow at the same time. Good evening, Zimbabwe.
Thank you, Benjamin, for the Weather Report and Focus. And that's the main news for tonight. From all of us here, good night.
Good night.